Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here, and in this video today, this is going to be our last installment of the bad news for Cloud9 series, at least for right now. There was really three big stories that all kind of came out right at the same time for Cloud9, which kind of snowballed and avalanched into really an absolute disaster right before the summer split starts, because at the time of recording this, I believe the summer split starts in like 8 days, 7 days, something like that. This is a crazy time for all this stuff to be happening, especially when this new Cloud9 roster has so many moving parts, role swaps, players coming back into competitive play, moving all around, doing all this stuff. Obviously, we talked about Berserker, his passport, visa issues. We talked about Sven, his green card and visa issues. But now we need to talk about Fudge. And Fudge had tweeted this a couple days ago. This was on June 4th. He said, rate the quarantine setup. And I didn't necessarily knew exactly what this meant at this time. I thought that this was like, or I assumed that this was like quarantining because you have to quarantine like maybe before you travel, before they fly back or whatever. And obviously it's just a funny tweet of like, hey, he's playing on a desk or whatever. It looks like a very temporary setup. It looks like, we've all had to improvise for like a couple nights or one night, or we're traveling, we're in a hotel, we got to do some weird setups. It happens, everybody. It was a funny tweet. It got a lot of likes, but I didn't really read too much into it. I just kind of moved on from it. Didn't really think it was too big of a deal. Tenacity responds, a lot of memes and stuff. There was a lot going on, but then we got updated tweets from Fudge where he said, I'm winning 1v1 versus COVID right now. And then it all started to make a little bit more sense that, hey, maybe he's not quarantining to travel back to, the United States or something like that. Maybe he's got COVID. And this is starting to sound a lot like he has COVID. And then we saw this as well, that C9 has gone and done it. They got him a desk, a chair, and a mouse pad within 24 hours, legend, whatever. So now he has a full new setup, and this was on June 6th. Also, on June 5th, C9 LOL, they tweeted out boot camp complete with the whole team taking a picture together, meaning that, hey, on June 5th, their boot camp's done. They're all going back to the United States. And again, this tweet from Fudge is on June 6th that he is still there. So, putting all the pieces together, Fudge tested positive for COVID. I don't know if he's symptomatic, asymptomatic. I don't know if he's feeling, really miserable, really terrible, whatever, but he's got this whole setup. It seems like he's going to be a Korea gamer for a while. And, this was on June 6th. This was the last update we got from him. This is the last kind of tweet that he has tweeted out about anything. I'm recording this June 9th. Tomorrow's going to be June 10th. And when we look at tracking the pros, obviously Fudge is still playing Korean solo queue. He's playing on Quarantine Fudge. He just played a game 12 hours ago. So he is still in Korea at this time. He's still playing. And again, C9 is back in the United States. They are all they're in the United States. Jensen and Blabber are in the United States. Sven is in Europe. Berserker is in Korea. Fudge is in Korea. The team is all over the place. And again, I believe that Riot's rule, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I believe that Riot's rule is that when you test positive for COVID, you must then quarantine for 10 days before you can return to stage play or anything like that. I don't know what the Korean rules or the plane traveling rules are for when you test positive for COVID, how long you have to, quarantine, or how long you have to not have symptoms before they will let him, travel internationally, because obviously that's going to be a big risk to everybody that's on the plane and stuff like that. So I don't know when Fudge is going to be able to leave Korea. I'm not an expert on all the different rules and all that stuff. And this stuff changes every day, every week, every month. So I am not 100% sure, but we do know this, obviously, C9 LOL, they tweeted out, expect the unexpected, and people didn't really know what this meant. This is kind of an ominous tweet. But from the C9 subreddit, we had this, the fact that Alorum, Wixie, and Trevor, again, we've already talked about this. I think Wixie's an 80 carry, Trevor is a support, and then Alorum in the top lane, because these guys are going to be playing for C9 Academy, while Darshan, King, and Destiny are going to be scrimming with the main team. Because again, we don't know when Fudge is going to be feeling better, when he's going to be able to travel, when Riot's even going to let him play once he comes back. Does he even feel good enough to be able to play? So this gets us to the point where we have, Cloud9 saying that they are still evaluating their options for both the LCS and Academy teams. They're going to have more information on this whole situation soon. But I ended up tweeting out this. This tweet popped off 409 likes. That's really, really big for me. It's probably one of my 5 or 10 biggest tweets of all time on this account. But I said, Fudge is having these COVID issues, Berserker's having passport and visa issues, Sven is having green card and visa issues, and it's looking more and more like C9's opening day lineup could very well be Darshan, Blabber, Jensen, King, and Destiny, and that would be crazy. That is such a massive step down from Fudge, Blabber, Jensen, Berserker, and Sven. Like, that sucks. This absolutely sucks for Cloud9. Now, I do think on the bright side, it does seem like Sven, has been in the process of getting his green card and stuff done for a while, so he shouldn't take too long to get back to the United States. He might miss a couple weeks of the LCS regular season. It sounds like with what's going on with the Berserker, worst case scenario, he's going to be out until week 4, but best case scenario, he could be back sooner, so he should only miss a couple of weeks. And then Fudge having COVID, as long as he doesn't have it like really, really, really bad, which, we can, I think, assume at this point that he probably doesn't, that Fudge should only miss like a week, maybe 2 at the most, but there's a chance Fudge might even be back for the start of the LCS regular season. So again, this is just some more bad news, the fact that Fudge, especially again, a guy who's role swapping from mid lane back to top lane, isn't able to be back in the United States. He's not able to, be shaking off the jet lag, be getting used to the North American time zone. He's not able to be scrimming with his teammates and with all the players he's going to be playing with. He's just kind of stuck playing solo queue. It just kind of sucks. It's just another hurdle and another roadblock to what's going to be going on with this Cloud9 team. But again, on the bright side for Fudge, I think he will probably be one of the quickest ones to get back to the United States. I think Berserker is probably going to take the longest. I would assume Fudge is going to take the least amount of time. But it's just crazy how all 3 of these situations, all 3 of these stories and scenarios all kind of happened at the exact same time for Cloud9. And this really, I can't even imagine what this has been like for like Cloud9 management and the whole staff and everything like that, trying to deal with all these different problems, because this has been craziness. And this was supposed to be off season. This was supposed to be when they get, a couple weeks to chill before the grind of summer split, summer playoffs, worlds, all that stuff starts up. There also, is the funny angle of like Fudge. Hey, he was hanging out with LS a little bit. Did LS go inside agent? Was LS spreading around COVID to some C9 players and members? Obviously a total joke, but there was people making jokes like that. Fudge was hanging out with all kinds of people over in Korea. He has pictures with Nemesis. He had pictures with LS, and I think this is cool. You should get to hang out with people and all that. But it's just like, hey, this is the risk of stuff like this happening. Obviously, with international travel and hanging out with all these people and everything. So, I guess it's better if you're gonna get COVID, if you're gonna get sick, it's better to get it out of the way before the season starts rather than getting sick in the season or in playoffs or at Worlds or something like that. And again, LCS is going to be back in the studio. Fans are going to be back. This is stuff that we're still going to have to deal with, unfortunately, even though it's so annoying and it sucks throughout all the summer split. Again, I don't really know how sick Fudge has been, if he's doing okay, if he's not doing okay, but he's still been spamming solo queue. He's been playing a ton. So, hopefully he's feeling at least decently well. We haven't really got word of when any of these guys are going to be back, when they're going to be there. Again, C9LOL says they're going to update on us when we know more. But yes, this could very well be the opening day starting lineup for C9. They're gearing up for it. They've signed academy players just in case this does have to happen. And yeah, Fudge has COVID. He's stuck in Korea. We don't know when he's going to be back. Sven's in Europe. Berserker's in Korea. Jensen and Blabber are here, but it's them against the world. But yeah, pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think these things are going to affect Cloud9 in a massive way? Do you think it's not really going to matter? Do you think that this C9 team is going to be able to win some games? I don't know. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hope to catch you guys in the next one. But until then.